Okay, guys. I'm just scrolling through my trading view this night. I discovered something on USDchf. USDchf is probably pointing towards the downside. Why did I say so? Let's do a quick analysis on DSY. I mean USDchf. I wanted to say DSY because normally before we conduct any analysis, we have to first check the direction of DSY to know the direction of DSY, but I'm not checking. I don't want to check the direction of DSY because I just want this video to be a brief and short one. So now let's quickly do a technical analysis. Just watch me as I do a quick analysis on Euro USDchef. I mean to say, first, why I'm still sticking that this guy is bearish. The market has been tweakish lately. So first, I bring in my trend line from here, all the way from my trend line from here. I love this kind of trend line because it's mostly reliable. First touch, let me put it where we had our first touch somewhere here. This is our first touch here. This is our first touch. Then this is a second touch, and the market respected this particular trend line. Well, it bounced from it, but something happened. This was when the market came all the way from here. The market moved all the way from here. The market move up, the market collapse, e respected this particular trend line. So ideally I was thinking that the force would have come and take out this particular high here. If this, assuming, as let assume that this is what happened, that the market took off this particular high and gave us something like this, I would have considered it a solid uptrend. But instead, what the market did was he didn't have the strength, the demand zone, or this trend line zone that the market came from. He didn't have that strength to take away this particular high the market gave us. So so it dropped to this trend line, it shoot up. So he couldn't take off this particular high. He stopped halfway, and the market is now playing around. So it's another indication, because this is giving a sign of weakness for those who know how to read market structure properly. So it is giving us a sign of weakness by coming below here and closing below here. Normally this force is supposed to take away this particular high here. That is when we can now confirm that this particular trend now is pointing to the upside. But as long as this market stop below here, e stop below here, there is a problem. So let me quickly highlight some things for you guys. We've gotten our first touch, second touch, get away. Our second touch here. Then let's quickly go over to 4 hour. Let me show you some certain things on 4 hour. We also had a trend line coming from here. This is a 4 hour trend line. We had our first touch from here. Then we also had our second touch. But something happened, something caught my attention on the 4 hour. If you understand what we call inverse head and shoulder, let me quickly give you a diagram of inverse head and shoulder. Let's say the market is going up, this is inverse, we have this one, and the market came and gave us something like this. E gave us this particular one. Instead of the market to pull back and give us another high, the market will now fall below here. Didn't have the strength to push across this particular high. The moment the market came, like, give you something like this and come below this particular zone and close below, we can now consider this as inverse head and shoulder. This pattern is always reliable whenever it appear on a daily, weekly, sometimes 4 hours. So this is what happened here. This inverse head and shoulder is exactly what happened here. You can see that the market, we are doing from 4 hour perspective now. The market gave us this kind of formation. The market shoot up all the way from here. It move all the way from here. Snes, please, not now. The market gave us all the way from here. It gave us all the way from here, and it gave us a nice pullback. We had another break to the upside, which is nice. Then we had another pullback, just a minor pullback So we assume that this guy is going to give us something like this. What's wrong with my part? This I don't know what is wrong with my part this evening. But sorry guys, let me quickly do another one. We had this particular run up. I don't know what is wrong with my part this evening. We had this particular run up, then the market give us a pullback, which is fine, and we had another break to the structure to the upside, which is also fine. Then we had another pullback, but this pullback now, it is supposed to give us another high. From the 4 hour perspective, it's supposed to give us another high, but it failed to give us another high. It now close below here, then it shoots down again. This is a classification of an inverse head and shoulder. So what the market is coming to do now, from my own perspective, from what I'm seeing, is that the market wants to come and fill up this zone here. There's a supply zone the market left here. There's a supply zone the market left. This was a supply zone the market left. So this is where I'll be keeping my eyes on. If I'm looking to short this guy, if I'm looking to short USDchf, then I'll be looking to buy GBP USD. So this is what I'm looking at USDchf, considering the fact that we have this all this trend line. But what I'm seeing now is an inverse head and shoulder from the 4 hour perspective. So I will not be surprised if this guy can react from this particular zone here. If it can react from this particular zone, then we had another break confirming this trend. So this is what I'll be keeping my eyes on. I'll be keeping my eyes on, and if I'm to take my trade, this is where I will place my entry on this particular week. Why? You may want to ask, why will I place my entry on this particular week? Because ideally, this is where a normal retail trader will want to place their stop loss, something like something like this. Let me quickly give you the scenario. Let's say we want to short. This is how most people place their trade. They want to protect their stop loss above this particular week. So this is normally the way normal people normally trade. They will target this particular zone here, maybe 1:2, or depending on your risk appetite. But what I find out that most time, what these guys will do is that they will drag this price, because they know that a lot of stop losses is resting above this particular high here. What they will do, they will now create a fake high. That fake high will look something like this. They will fake it up as if the market wants to go higher than this one, but it will not go. What will happen? Once e clear all these stop losses, the market will now weak back inside this particular zone here. That is when you will now see the real move. So this is what I'm keeping my eyes on. I'm keeping my eyes to short USDchf currently, based on from the 4 hour perspective, based on what I'm seeing from the 4 hour, the chart pattern I'm seeing from the 4 hour. So if I get a nice 1 hour confirmation from my 4 hour perspective, I don't know. Okay, if I get a nice confirmation from my 4 hour, if I get a nice 1 hour confirmation, I'll be shorting USDchf. So this is a quick update on USDchf, on what I'm keeping my eyes on currently. If this trade plays out the way I want it, I'll be targeting this particular zone. I don't know why my target will be okay. It will be a third touch of this trend line. It will be a third touch of the trend line. But for now, I will still be keeping my eyes on. I said if you want to place your entry, you can bring your entry up here to place your entry, yes, and put your stop loss slightly above this particular high here to be more safer. At least this way can give you something from 1:3. Yes, it's good. So this is what I'll be keeping my eyes on this particular trade, USDchf. So this is a quick update on USDchf, guys. Please bye for now. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks and bye.